Joining me right now is May Melman, former Trump White House Associate Counsel, and Democratic strategist Matt Bennett. It's good to see you guys. So, Matt, on the San Francisco situation, the mayor of San Fran says that it's going to remain a sanctuary city in which local police are barred from assisting federal immigration enforcement. The governor has vowed yesterday very clearly to sue the Trump administration. He held up a "this is the lawsuit I'll file" the moment Trump sends in any military deployment. I mean, this keeps expanding. Do you think Democrats have been effective in pushing back against these efforts so far?
Well, I don't think there's much Democrats can do substantively. The president can order troops and ICE agents onto the streets when he feels like it, as he's made clear. And as we've seen, the question is whether this is having any political impact. And I think it's important to emphasize two things. One is Democrats are not opposed to enforcing immigration laws. Barack Obama deported 3.1 million people during his time in office, which was more year over year than Trump did his first term. So it's not a question of whether or not the laws should be enforced. The question is how they should be enforced. And what we're seeing in city after city is this kind of thuggish enforcement with ICE agents not only going after sometimes citizens or legal aliens, but when they are enforcing the law against people who are here illegally, they're doing it in ways that are incredibly violent and in many cases violate the rights of the people that they're arresting. So that, I think, is the problem that Democrats are really trying to address.
May, is like the law of diminishing returns starting to apply here? I mean, the president's sending agents in to crack down on street vendors now in New York City, something that the NYPD could handle, and now he wants to go into San Francisco. I mean, as a political show of force, do you believe this is still working in his favor?
I do, because if you think about the numbers during President Biden's, let's just talk about President Biden's 4 years, we know that not only were there 11 million illegal encounters at the border that were recorded, but there were 1.7 million gotaways, meaning these are actually not encounters. These are people who never, we don't even know who they are. We just know that they crossed the border illegally. And so then to then say, well, now that you're here, I guess it's too hard to get you. It's too hard to remove you. Well, then that means there is no border security. It's like telling your kid, well, don't eat the chocolate. Well, okay, I guess now that you have it, I guess have as much as you want. So then you actually don't have a no chocolate policy. And that's exactly what's happening here. If you're going to have a secure border, if you're going to say that crossing the border illegally is wrong, then there have to be consequences on the other side. And just because we like counterfeit goods, that type of illegal behavior is okay. And in New York, these people are robbers, they were burglars, they were drug traffickers, drug sellers. So this consequences for being here illegally, for breaking the law, is something that Americans are behind.
But it's kind of to the degree is where kind of when you see this video of just like these encounters in the streets of New York, just as the latest example, it's just like to the degree of how it's going down. We do know that DHS is very open and happy to have video and press releases and this show because they like to put this out. But there is also reporting of things that we're not seeing that is coming out that when I read it, I need to raise it. I mean, there's this reporting about how women say they're being treated or mistreated while they are in ICE custody after these operations. The ACLU just sent a letter to multiple Senate committees and ICE demanding accountability here. There's one account of a pregnant woman and how she says she was treated, described in CNN reporting like this from this letter from the ACLU. One woman, referred to as Lucia, reportedly spent a night bleeding and cramping without medical attention despite repeated pleas for help, according to this letter. Medical staff did not give her any food, water, or pain medication for several hours. Much later that evening, after significant loss of blood, Lucia was transported to an emergency room about an hour away with her arms and legs shackled. She later required a blood transfusion and was then informed she had miscarried. Returned to custody, still in pain and bleeding, she was eventually deported, the letter said. I mean, how should a Republican lawmaker or White House respond to that?
Well,
I don't think that anyone
clearly,
is saying that people.
Go ahead. That was to May.
Yeah, nobody's saying that people should be mistreated if they are here illegally. They should be removed. And so there is always the option, and President Trump has been very clear about this, about self-deportation. In fact, ICE will help facilitate air flights and costs even to get to where you need to go. And but being detained is obviously no place for somebody who is pregnant, is for somebody who has a medical condition. And so it just brings up the point that if you are in the United States illegally, if the Trump administration is willing to facilitate your return back to your country where you are a citizen, then you should take them up on that offer.
Or you should risk miscarrying if you are in custody, because we don't know this. We don't actually know the deal with her status. I mean, that shouldn't be the options. Just when it comes to just a human being. Matt, final word.
Right. I mean, the Trump administration has made clear that the cruelty here is part of the plan. They want to make these stories known. They want to show kids being taken away and zip-tied. They want moms yanked out of pickup lines at schools because they want people to self-deport. That is not how law enforcement is supposed to go in the United States. That is barbaric, and that is the problem.
And it continues. It's good to see you both. Thank you so much for coming in.